Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
I'm Jason DeRoss.
Oh my gosh, we're here. It's Thursday. What is
It's
happening?
24 hours until
Your favorite
casual
until
Friday
your
walks
favorite
in the
day.
door.
I can't believe how fast this week has flown by, and everyone is so excited for your favorite day, Jason. It's already in the chat.
Yeah, I know, but
That's
they're not wrong.
it's not wrong. Like,
Can't wait.
yeah, you can't wait. And we were just talking about the cocktails. And, next week, my goal is just to get us on time. And I'm the reason that we're always late. It's never Jason. And, you know, I just said it's
Oh, I
never
thought you said the
you.
opposite. I was
I
like,
know you
what?
did. I saw you. I saw you take it in. I was like, this freaking idiot. I can't even compliment him ever. Like, it's always me. It's because here's the thing. I never give my I don't consider myself a late person. I just don't consider myself a realistic person. So if I'm like, oh, it takes me 20 minutes to get to work, I only give myself 20 minutes. I don't give myself an extra 10 just in case something happens. So the
You and I
same,
have the same brain that way, though, too, for sure.
but you're always on time. You're always
I've
early.
been good with this. This is because I'm trying new things in life.
Are you? How's that going?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on time.
You beat me on that. That's for damn sure. I can't help it. And like, listen, I know that this needs to be my job forever because this is the only commute that I have consistently managed. And I'm still pushing 10 late. I'm still
Yeah.
pushing 10 late.
When you were in grade one, they were like, Stacey, what do you want to be when you grow up? You're like, whatever the easiest commute is, give me that.
Yeah, I was like, Diane on time. Okay. It's not going to bring your husband back with that smart question. Such an asshole. Anyways, hi everyone. Welcome. Feels nice to just be back with our crew. You just like
Yeah.
level in. It's nice.
I'm gonna reach out today too for like some tips from our audience, I think.
For what?
Just stuff in life. Because I'm gonna try a couple things. And I'm like,
Wait, you're trying a couple things
instead
today
of
on the
doing
podcast? Is this a surprise for me?
it's a surprise for you, but I'm not gonna try them during the podcast, but maybe people will have tips for like a couple of things that I'm going to, or at least over the weekend, I'm gonna try a couple things.
This sounds super ominous and I don't
It's
like
not
it.
ominous at all. It's like now that we're doing this and we're at home, there's a couple things. For example,
Okay. Yeah, I think
I'm gonna
I think I deserve a few examples.
okay, here's example one. Um, I am going to cut my own hair this weekend at some point.
That's no problem. That's easy for men. What you do like a
But
level 3 clipper and off you go.
you would think so, but then I'm going to show up next week and you're going to be like, you have no hair.
And who
If I do it just
cares?
like that
Just
with
shave it
clippers.
off and let it grow back. Just buzz cut it. Oh my
Hey,
god.
I said that and my wife was like, hell no.
Just buzz it. You can wear a hat till it grows back.
Yeah, that's true too.
I love whenever I decide to take a drink, you never cover for me. And every time you take a
I was looking
beverage,
at the chat. I didn't
of
realize you were taking
course,
a drink. I was looking at the chat because someone did mention like I'm very into trying things. You got
Annie.
it.
Yeah,
Love when the menu comes, give me something that I've never had before.
I can't. It makes
So
me
I might
smile.
reach out today to be like, great, that's one thing.
Okay.
Two, and I need to know this one sooner than later. I am going to, no matter what drink we pick, I'm going to try to pasteurize an egg for tomorrow. So, any tips on pasteurizing eggs when your
Okay.
thermometer doesn't seem to work that well? And then the last thing, then, oh my god, I forgot what the last thing
Well,
was.
while you're trying to remember it, I will just say thank you, Audrey, for liking my kerchief today. I needed a little pop of color with my black sweater, and here we are. And I'm glad that it's
Mm-hmm.
landing because I needed that. Yeah, people are really into you trying new things. Also, Shayla just said she's not going back to work for at least another month, so she's here for the long haul. And guess what? We're gonna be here too. We're here.
Yeah.
What can we do?
And then Shayla followed that up immediately. Let Charlie cut your hair. And to be honest, that's not a terrible idea.
It's not a terrible idea. I feel like, and I haven't seen Charlie in a long time, but I feel like he's a very focused child. And if you just tell him like Obi needs him to do
Wow.
this, well,
Do you
you
know how
just
we've got him to learn focus and patience? Because he's not. He's like a kid that just goes around wild and crazy. In Star Wars, one of the, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but one of the tenets of like the Force is
yeah.
patience. So we're like, you want to learn the Force? And he's like, yeah, patience. And then he'll literally go like this. And we didn't teach him this. He goes and sits like, and sits cross-legged.
That's amazing. I just want to mention that in the chat today, a lot of people are saying they are working from home till at least June. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, everywhere's a little different. I mean, we were told, I think it's till we're basically at a stay-at-home order until the end of July now.
Yeah,
I believe.
I think everyone will. I mean, this is me like allegedly, like full allegedlys. I think it's the summer, guys and gals.
Yeah,
I think it might be. I don't know, but we're gonna be here.
Oh, sorry, it just dawned on me what my third thing was.
Perfect. What is your third thing?
Okay, so if you didn't listen to this dumb thing, we did. Double Shot of Love is
Jason's
coming back for a second
podcast.
season.
Yeah,
it's coming back for a second season. I got some stories the other day on my gram about some of the ladies that are coming back in it, and it just looks nuts. However, during that, me and Stacey were like, let's watch this through the eyes of the Keto Guido, and we're like, let's do keto for a month.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're back on the keto.
It's not that I'm back on keto.
He's back on keto.
I think that I'm back on keto.
How long have you been back on keto?
It's starting this weekend.
Jason.
I prefaced this with there was a few things I'm going to try now.
Jason,
I didn't say I was on it.
The keto diet, exactly, like Annie says in the chat, is a fad diet. You can't sustain it. I mean, certain people are, and I'm so happy for their journey. But I'm telling you, I think the only thing that'll work for you is Weight Watchers, because it's portion control and it's moderation. It's not like you can't live your life being like, I can never have that unless you have an allergy. Like, how can you live a life like that? You're not
I don't
want to
spill beans because I don't want to talk about someone else's story, but someone that's very close to me.
Okay.
At the start of this year has started it, and we've done so successful that I just reached out to them. I'm like, here's sort of the funny thing. I'm like, are you doing keto? Like, what's the thing? And he goes, no, I've never heard of keto. My wife's cooking our meals and she's figuring it out. And then I texted his wife and she's like, we're doing keto.
Okay, well, I need those names.
I'll give you those names after.
Also, Jameson, I knew he'd pop up in the chat when we started talking keto. He's a keto boy. And
P.S. Keto is about portion control.
I know that keto is part. Okay, but here's the thing. I'm not saying that keto is bad for anyone. I'm just saying I know Jason, and it's just not for him, because you and I cannot do a diet where we can't have something. I'm telling you, the most successful thing that we have heard is Adam Colley. It is the only thing that makes sense for us. Cheat day, beers.
You're not wrong. And someone did mention that in here, and Snake King also brought up my keto brain, which I forgot about because I had keto brain.
Snake King brought up my keto brain. I love that name. Also, I just wanted to point out that the Queen, Two Little Sammys, has eaten cake for lunch today, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love the idea of keto. Listen, I can't even judge you. I went to the grocery store yesterday, and okay, a couple things. I think that people like. I don't think we try and outrun our families, or I'm never going to become my mom, or whatever your thing is. But what will never escape you is how your parents grocery shopped, because then that's how you grocery shop. I feel like in a time of panic, like when I
don't have a Costco card.
Right. But like I went grocery shopping yesterday. So like I do my produce, like my produce is a different day. And then like I don't know if anyone cares about this, but like now because of this pandemic, it's like I have to strategically plan my grocery shop. So I go to like a little market for all my produce, and then I get all my bullshit at the grocery store. So yesterday was the bullshit shop. Jason, I walked away with Corn Pops and Fruit Loops. Like I literally was shopping like I have 4 teenagers at home, and I was like, I don't know what they're gonna want. I don't know what they're gonna want. And I don't even want that. I bought so many cans of tuna and like olives. Like I was like, I'm gonna make salads. I did tuna, olives. I did
tuna, olives, Fruit Loops, and Corn Pops.
It's prison food.
You said prison food, but I'm like, you know what? Arrest me because I'm going to that prison.
Jason, I was buying snacks because I was like, I'm going to go to the grocery store and buy and be realistic because this is the problem.
Hummus crackers.
Of course, hummus. But here's the thing. I was pulling a Duras and whatever cracker was on sale I was purchasing, always bad. No, they're never been good.
All crackers are bad. But also hummus probably not on the keto because it's all chickpeas and you will not.
I don't give a shit about the keto.
You know what I pictured, which is so weird because again, my references are all way too old. And before you even make fun of me, I'll say this is the oldest reference on the planet. But when you said like you taking it home to 14-year-old boys, I just picture your head like that show Herman's Head, and it's just got like different compartmentalized people just being like high-fiving, being like, she got the fruit pops.
Oh, 100%.
The Fruit Loops and the corn pops.
I literally shop like my mother did, which was like, my mom bought like the off-brand Sunny D. Like if you even put the container under the sink, it would disintegrate. Like that level of food, just junk food all the time. And that's what I bought. I bought peanut butter Chip-Its. For what? Yeah. For snacks.
This podcast has given me so much.
You didn't even listen to anything I've said.
I did listen to everything that you said. But I also then was taken away. It's so weird. We have these conversations, but it's like our third friend is there too, and it's our third friend chat, and they were talking to
our friends in the chat, yeah.
And just getting like, Kayla's worried that I'm like, is there workouts at home? And I'm like, that's just so nice that someone's thinking about me.
I know this. I mean, honestly, no joke about it. I really look forward to our chats. Like, first of all, Shayla goes, "What happened? What about your dumpster fire trash waffle?" I'd like to unpack what's going on with there. That's where I'm at today. So I buy these gluten-free, vegan, blah, blah, blah waffles. And they are trash fire garbage dumpsters. Like they're crunchy.
Of course they are.
But there's something about them that just reminds me of home. Like we were talking about yesterday, like the nostalgic food of like the shitty Eggo. And so yesterday I had to go grocery shopping and I didn't have food, but I was so hungry. I was like, it didn't matter because I still bought insane stuff at the grocery store, but I was like, I have to eat before I go. So I had to make my own jam. I went full 2 little sandwiches.
You made your own jam?
Yeah, to put on top of my gluten-free waffle.
Did you just take strawberries and like smash them with a hammer?
So I had blueberries and blackberries and I put them in a pot with a bit of lemon juice and just like a little bit of honey and cinnamon and like the smallest amount of salt.
Boiled it down?
With a little bit of salt. Reduced it. Smushed down the blueberries and blackberries, and then they like congealed, and I put them on top of my waffle.
My God.
And I had a coffee, and it was delicious. What?
A lot of things, again, chat. But like, that's amazing that you made your own jam. And I do believe, like, I have to worry about this with Charlie too, because I think these are like your formative years. More and more I see that it does last a lifetime. Because we do reach back to like...
Yeah, but there's no outrunning it. And you know what? Do I always want my birthday cake to be white powdered donuts? Yes, I do. Like, I don't want... Like, I'm happy with those memories. I like those foods. Like, it's those treat things. And then you learn moderation. But Jason's not even listening to you today. He's
fully listening to you.
He is getting so much support in the chat over his keto dreams. And like, Jameson, you're an enabler. I can get you some quick recipes, buddy.
But also this, because Kayla's concerned about like exercise too. For the first 2 months, maybe someone could tell me this. For the first 2 months, daily, I think I was 6 times a week. I was exercising for 8 weeks. And at the end of that 8 weeks, my body had not changed a tinge.
No.
And it was so frustrating and defeating. The last week I've dropped off and done 0 exercises. And it's also because my life has just gotten like way out of whack and I haven't had time to like
Well, first of all, your body is changing. Also, you again get on the scale and you only look at the number, so you don't actually look at your body. I didn't get on a scale. I don't own a scale. I don't have one. I was looking at my belt buckle, which doesn't go down. And as a matter of fact, after I stopped working out for a week, it went up a loop, and I'm like, what the hell is happening to my life? Well, you're getting older, and so you need to like switch up your routines. Mm-hmm. No, you're not old. I said you're getting older. That's different. But I think that you need. But I think that you need to be careful with yourself because you go to this next level, which I do too, right? We go like all or nothing on our shifts. We go, this is it.
We're all in. We're all in
We're
people.
all in, and then we're all out.
If you played poker with us, you'd be like, you can't go in all in every friggin' time.
First of all, if anyone played poker with Jason and I, the game would be 5 minutes because we'd go all in, lose it all, and then leave. We'd be like, fuck this. We're going to
But you know
Jackassers.
what? Those 30 seconds of being in, you'd be like, that was my favorite part of the night. And then we'd be over at the bar and you'd be like, I don't know if I want to play poker anymore. Look what's happening over there at that side of the bar. What's happening over there?
If you don't think Jason's bringing the party and then I'm coming up going, don't make new friends, get over here. That's what's happening. We bring the party.
You know, I got it. One day I'll tell you about my Vegas story, but like, it was so fun. And then.
Do you want to just tell it to everyone?
Not really, because. I mean, what are we doing here?
We're trying to talk you out of doing goddamn keto, but Jameson's getting so much like love right now in the chat for being keto.
Nice.
How long, Jameson, please answer us. How long have you been keto and how are you finding it? Realistically, I'd like to know. I want the juice. I will.
Also, he's reaching out to Shayla. And Shayla's like, again, long time listener. And she's like, I know she kills it all the time. She's been.
Because Shayla's keto, right? 2 years.
I don't know what her diet is anymore, but.
She says keto, low carb.
Yeah, see.
But the thing is, it's like, it works for certain people. Like, you have to know what kind of person you are, like what is going to benefit you. And I've seen people succeed on keto, and that's amazing. I've seen people succeed on calorie counting, and that's great for them. I'm saying you and I cannot live in a restrictive diet because when we break, which we will, because everyone does, we're going to lose our minds. We're going to go so bananas. It's the roller coaster. We're the highest roller coasters and the lowest lows. Like, it's like, so like Kayla said, and I know this about myself already, don't go full bore with the exercise. Like, don't do 7 days a week. My brother told me that because my brother's actually really. You can't go 7 days a week. You can't.
No, you do moderate because life's a marathon and not a sprint. But like, I just sprint and then I sit there and I sit on the grass for a bit and eat spaghetti and go, God, fuck, that was too much. And then I get up and I sprint again. People are like, this marathon's going to take forever, dude. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm carb loading.
And then Jan says, also be careful. Keto isn't for everyone health-wise insofar as how your body processes food. 100%. That's like when I was vegan. I was vegan like, I mean, I wasn't a strict vegan, but I was pretty vegan for about 2 years. And I was like.
Unhappy.
I mean, here's the thing. Now with context, I was like so thin, like didn't realize. But I was just like always feeling bloated and gross. And my stomach was always like just not, it was like extended. Like it was just not a good thing. And it's just like, I can't eat beans, can't mess with them. It's not for me.
It's like Tasha put earlier in the conversation. It's like they've got this like one of those delivery services. Like, here's an amazing meal. It's a little expensive, but by 8 p.m. they were starving. It's like, yeah,
but
man.
that's because you're not satiating yourself, like Adam said. So it's like that's the thing. Like
eggs, beans keeps you going.
But I can't have beans. If I eat beans, like honestly, like I have to take so much Beano. It's crazy. It's just digestive enzymes. I can't believe they're digestive enzymes, but they call it Beano. I can't. The name is terrible. It's so embarrassing to buy. But Annie took my recommendation and she said yesterday she did nothing but get stoned and watch Nailed It. And I'm there. Nice. That's so funny. It's the best way to spend an evening, I have to say. So Jameson did it for 6 months. Then he knew he wanted to reestablish his relationship with food.
So does reestablish mean get back into old crappy habits, or does it mean reset and be like, okay, cool, my relationship with food now is I'm no longer into like the one night stands of pizza. I'm now into a relationship with keto.
Jason's getting kinky again. It's one night stand with pizza.
Oh, he was a big time sugar freak.
Oh yeah.
That's the one thing that I think I'm not. It's not sweet things that kill me.
Well, I think
only because my wife brings it into the house and she's like, look, I got you a treat. And I'm like, that's amazing. And I appreciate it that you bought me like fuzzy peach rings and I'll eat the whole bag in one sitting.
I'm not a candy girl. Thank goodness.
Yeah. I would, if they didn't show up in the house, I'd be like, I'm okay with that.
Even if candy was in my house, I wouldn't eat it. I don't like candy. Not for me.
There's a few that get me.
I like trashy chocolate bars. Like right now, like a mint arrow, like those balls, throw them in the freezer. I'm going to destroy those. I like sweets, but I like trashy sweets. Like if someone's like, hey, do you want this like very fancy tart? I'd be like, okay. But wouldn't ever go to a bakery on my own and get them. I
Okay,
used to
so it's a
live.
date food. It's like you're at a restaurant and you're like, "Do you
No,
want to get one of these?" I don't know. Do you want to get one of these? I don't
never.
know. Do you want to share it? Get the
No,
fuck out of here.
never. What the fuck? So when are we breaking up now? You want to fucking share my dessert? What's your problem? No, I like trashy sweets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Chippets. Peanut butter Chippets. Put them in a little bowl.
Snake King. I think I just figured out who Snake King is. Snake King's my wife. It's Jenny just in the other room being like, I'm
Black and
Snake
white
King.
cookies.
Amazing. This whole time, Snake King was Jenny. It was my Seattle white wife.
Fix your
in the
voice
other
a bit. That's crazy. But yeah, I agree. I think resetting how you eat, like I still haven't successfully done it ever. I just can't do it. And also like don't drink your calories. Like, oh my God, I just love a beer.
No, and that was one of Adam's thing. And you know what?
I know.
Just today, I no longer I use flavored creamer in my coffee, which I know is bad, and I count those calories.
Jason.
So today, because I hate coffee, but I drink it every day, and I hate it. So in that sense, I need sweet because the bitterness kills me. But today, black coffee, just a bit of touch of milk. That's it.
But why don't you just put milk in it? Or why don't you just put almond milk?
I did. And you know what? It's not as bad as I remembered.
Is this even content?
I think I was getting crappy coffee before because now we got like these nice grains. And I'm like, well, this is actually not bad.
People listening to this, is this something?
You guys, it's been 9.5 weeks. Can you tell us now? Is
this content?
this anything?
Shauna says beer in moderation. And listen, I can't wait to
Everything in
wait to find that. Like I just like a glass of wine, one glass of red wine, I become a different person. I'm like, I want to hear your story. You know, I want to help you start your small business. Like there's just something about red wine where I'm like, come here. What's going on? I become that person. And beer, I just maintain. I just maintain who I am.
Caitlin knows how I order things at restaurants when it's not crazy food. It's like, what do you want? What do you want for dinner? Beer. I love to drink my damn calories.
Totally.
Yeah.
Put that on one of those embroidery rings. I'll hang that up right here. I love to drink my damn calories. I told Jason I had a very really good burger yesterday, like really good, and I had to go to sleep almost immediately after eating it. I was like,
the burger, you described it, and I was like, that's quite a burger.
The burger was out of control. There was a thick ass bun. It was
Buns are important. People don't realize how important the bun is on a burger.
I know. I tried to do the lettuce one, and the thing is, it's like once you just decide that you're going to have lettuce for a bun, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Snake King just
actually
says
that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But like a guilty burger is a good bun, like a good soft bun with a bit of a crunch to.
So good. Let's get real. Yeah. Well, you can't have that now because you're keto. But Kayla is in the chat. She's feeling really motivational, and I'm there for her vibe today. Like, get it? Like, listen, this. Jameson just said, "You're doomed." Bun love.
Oh, I was doomed. My favorite foods are pierogies, pizza, sandwiches. Like, what else is there? So I'm eliminated.
Loaded rogies, loaded nachos. They're eating patties, chips.
Hey, he got that from his parents. Formative years. This is how they shopped. Freezer section. What's the fun stuff? What would you have at a party if you were like, let's.
Sausage rolls. My dad loves, it's a big way back playback for me is M&M meat shops. That was a huge thing in our house too. They have an amazing French onion soup.
I miss M&M for sure. My parents just moved back and they're like, we are back at M&M. Like they're doing day one of like Corona. They're like, well, M&M's got pickup, so we're good.
M&M meat shops. They're not a sponsor here, but we'll take them.
Yeah. It was funny because Kendra in here put more than one margarita and I become Jason. And I'm like,
what does that mean?
This checks out actually.
I want to know what the descriptors are. Oh, sorry, everyone. Jason's getting a call. Answer it.
Yeah. It's for sure spam. That's all I get calls for out here is like, so you looking for insurance? Anyways. But it's funny because I think straight edge this could possibly be.
Okay, so this is what Kendra described.
She did say she dances on a patio alone all night.
She has a couple of margaritas and she's dancing on the patio alone, and that is Jason.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
My favorite, but my favorite Jason is when you are like, it is the end of the night. Everyone's going home. There's no question about it. You've gotten like your
me.
fourth wind, and then we all know you're going off into the moonlight, and it's like that party's about to get weird. Shimmying yourself is hard. It's also like a true joy because you just get to have these solo parties, and they vary, right? Like a solo party for me sometimes is just like eating snacks, no pants.
But like you're just in that mood that's like everything's great.
No, because if I'm
And then
walking
you're
alone
looking
at night,
I've lied down in a park, looked at the stars and been like, I mean, what would happen if I fell asleep? What would be the worst thing that could happen?
you're the most romantic man.
Yeah. I remember calling my wife one time and like I'm lying in the stars and I'm like, or lying down and I'm like, what would happen? She's like, get home. Like, yeah, that's probably the best thing to do.
That's so sad. What would have happened?
I didn't think it was sad at all. Sad at all. I thought
No,
I was like,
I
this
think
is
her
really
phone
nice.
call. I think her phone call going, get home. Like what?
So there was stuff that could have went wrong
It
very
was
easily.
February in Canada.
Yeah.
And you laid down in a park, so there was snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Get home.
No snow. I lied. It wasn't February, but it was. I say that to tell you it was cold because I know this whole story. This story is crazy, but like I had just done a show for someone's like a company's Christmas party, so it was December. It was cold.
Right.
Corporate. Yeah.
As Elizabeth said, yeah, nights go weird. I get it though. Like
I danced alone and Kayla wrote, I danced alone in my basement. Husband was playing video games upstairs. Even when you live with someone, you need alone time.
100%.
I love it.
100%. You have to have alone time. I was watching this apartment therapy apartment tour. You know how do you ever see those on YouTube? I suggest everyone get into them because they're really fun. But anyways, there was like a 300 square foot New York apartment and it was super cute. But the couple was like, oh yeah, like we will stay.
And that's amazing. They treat it like they're in different, what do you call those things? Dimensions sort of. And they're just like, they could even pass.
Or listen to music or do whatever, like smoke a joint or whatever. And then the other person is just living their own life.
I'm living
too.
this night where it's like,
no,
you know
they're
that
not,
New York show?
They're not going, hey, do you want to go to the other dimension? And then they literally pass each other to ignore each other. That's something else.
I would do that. And if we ever bumped, I'd be like, I would stick to it to the point of like we bumped into each other. I'd be like, whoa, what was that?
No, Jason, not everything is. Your obsession with other dimensions is crazy to me.
Oh, well, I like interesting things.
No. Elizabeth says she actively told her boyfriend to not watch TV with her the other day because she needed alone time. And thank you for advocating for yourself. Get the hell out of here. Yeah.
Well, but that's great. For me, the TV thing is always, it doesn't feel like a shared experience. So it's like,
what do you mean?
Like we like to watch TV together, but like I'm also like, if I wasn't here, you'd be doing the same thing.
Here's
so it
the thing.
matter,
No,
we're not communicating. We're not.
When I watch TV with someone, you best believe I'm talking to them. Okay, and if you're not ready for that, get out. Get out. Okay, because I will watch a movie or a show with someone who also hasn't seen it, and I'll be like, why did she do that?
I'll say this. You know when you go to the movie theater and everyone's like, quiet. And if you want to talk about Adam Colley at a movie theater, Adam Colley is the guy that will turn around and give eyes immediately.
Oh, of course. He'll
take nothing from nobody.
Adam's full vibe is a woman who can't find the draft. Excuse me. Excuse me. Not rude, but very determined. Excuse me. It's cold in here. Where's that coming from?
That's actually an Adam Colley impression that you just did.
Excuse me. Well, I shouldn't have to put on my cardigan if it's room temperature. I shouldn't have to accommodate.
Except he would be very polite about it. He'd just be like,
of course.
It's just that we've noticed there's a draft in here. I wonder if you could fix it. No, I know that you don't think there is, but there definitely is. So if you could just.
No, I'm sure it's really frustrating for you to not feel it, but I can assure you that it is happening. Now, how can we help you? help us fix this draft. Wouldn't that be exciting for you?
Oh no, what were we just talking about? I had something and I forget it now. Life. How did how did we get into the Adam thing?
You brought him up.
I did.
No, I was talking about talking during the movie, or you were talking about.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, great. Yes. I was saying like everyone's quiet in a movie theater, but my favorite movie experience was in high school. I went with some friends and we saw the movie Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
And you know how like when it was packed because it was like newly out. But I got, when you're the friend that sits on the very side, so you're like, well, I'm going to be beside a stranger.
Yeah, no.
I sat beside this lady that was like, she was in probably my age now, but I was in high school. The amount of times that she screamed not just screamed at the screen, but then twice during it. One time when like there was like a tense moment, she grabbed me and hid behind me. She put her head behind me. And she's like, no, 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 no. And I was like, this is great in a way. I think this is hilarious.
She would grab you?
Yep. Like not like, but she like pushed me so she could push her head behind me and was like, no, 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 no. And then there's a part when they're like, it's like an intimate whatever sex part. And I forget what it was, but it was
Jason in his 40s still can't say sexy. And he's like, it was an intimate, like it was love, like it was a love moment.
But she was like, no, no, no. And she was like, grab my shoulder, like, we don't need to see this. No, no, no. Like,
did you join her?
No, I was fucking scared teenage boy.
I just see you being like this. Just getting tousled around. No, listen, I am turning into a full nightmare when I watch stuff. Like if I watch like a stand-up special, if I think it's funny, like I'm like, oh my God, like I do in my home. And like if I'm watching reality TV, okay, I need to be like, this is crazy. Like I need someone to bounce off, but in the same
This
vein,
is why you have all these Instagram stories.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm a talker. Okay, but what I don't want is like when we were watching The Bachelor, like we were taking notes and stuff, and like I know the franchise. I don't need someone sitting there going, "Why they do that?" I'm like, "Oh my God, Crystal, please, I can't get you up. You need to come correct."
Yeah.
You're not even listening to me. I can tell.
Because here's why.
Oh, we have a stormtrooper in our midst.
Yeah. Can I play one?
Hi, Charlie.
Star Wars game in the evening.
Yes.
Mommy,
Oh no, my heart can't take it. I'm dying. Mommy, he said yes. I can't. Oh my God, that's gonna make me emotional. Oh my God, that made me so emotional. Oh my God, that's so sweet.
He did say in the evening.
But he said in the evening? I can't. Oh no.
Left the door open. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back.
Oh my God, what yeah, exactly what Annie said. My ovaries. I can't with that. Kayla says she has baby fever and that made it even worse.
He's the greatest.
He's the best.
Yeah.
I also love how toddlers are always winded no matter I guess he's not a toddler. He's like, what do you call it? A kid?
Yeah.
You're now kid.
When we watch this, like I can see the stream, but it's always a bit delayed. So you see like what happened 30 seconds or a minute ago. So I just got to sit and watch my potato body go to the door and like shut the door and come back.
Those are your words. I
gotta get on the keto and I gotta do apparently workout just three to four times a week. Just 3 to 4 times a week.
But don't be so hard on yourself. Oh, Elizabeth just said, Jason, you did something right. Isn't that nice?
My husband wants to know what Star Wars.
Yeah, what Star Wars game?
Look, he's 4 years old. I'm a terrible father.
No, you're not, Jason. I
He's
can't
playing
with you.
Battlefront.
Oh, is that a video game?
It's an Xbox video game that's very violent.
Oh, whatever. He's fine. What are we
So
supposed to
the cuteness
do?
of like, oh my god, he said yes. Kill this swinging. He just likes to walk around as Darth Vader and swing a
Who
lightsaber. That's
cares?
all he
Then
likes
that's
to.
fine. Why are you so hard on yourself? You're locked in your house. We're going on to 10 weeks. Can't you be fair to yourself?
Oh, totally. It's just we went on. So yesterday, I should say this.
Should you?
He had his first like trivia game. Like he got a Zoom thing with a bunch of kids his own age, and they're like, "What we're gonna do is we're gonna set this thing where all of us will ask everybody 3 quiz questions, and it's like a pub trivia night for kids."
You could just say
And
trivia night. You don't have to say pub trivia.
well, because I think that there's a genre to that people go, "Oh yeah," so you're just like everyone goes.
Okay.
It's anyways. And his questions were all about Star Wars, obviously,
Yeah.
and they were. I was making sure they weren't graphic or they didn't spoil plot points because he did want to say like,
Well, we don't
"Is
want
Luke
to. We don't want to
bad?"
spoil it for the 4-year-olds. Absolutely
Well, you
not.
know, people want to see like when there's some dads, me, that wanted to find out what would happen when he found out, and it was very. You know what was more crazy for him was finding out that Leia was his sister, and that blew his
Yeah,
mind. And
you
I
told
wish I
us.
recorded that reaction.
Whoa.
But what I'm getting at was like all these other 4-year-olds didn't seem to know about Star Wars as much yet, and then I'm like, was I supposed to show them all these movies yet? Because
Who
they were all like,
cares?
they were naming like Paw Patrol and things like that. I was like, I guess that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
No,
as a dad
he's
right now. It's like
elevated.
Paw Patrol.
No, my nephew who's 7 grew up with Star Wars, like even as a baby, and was such a fan and knows everything. And even now when like we write stories, or I'll be like, okay, like trying to get him to like be creative and not just always play video games, which he always does with his dad. He plays Minecraft, but like who cares? It's fine.
Yeah,
What are you
that's
gonna
true.
do? Come on.
That's true.
Who cares?
So that's the game he was playing. He's playing Battlefront. It's an older Xbox game. And
Mommy, he said yes.
yeah, that's where we're at.
I remember, I just like love how kids celebrate because it's so pure and raw. Like we have a thing, I think I've said this on the podcast before, but there's a place in Toronto called the Poop Cafe, and it's like a little cafe, and you like sit on toilets and you eat ice cream out of like whatever. And I thought the memory was for me, but it turns out it was from Audrey, my dear friend. But she saw like a little kid outside like the Poop Cafe waiting to go in going, oh yeah, like just so excited.
He went to the Poop Cafe.
Oh yeah, I took Hampton there. He almost fell asleep while
Yeah.
eating ice cream. Jan said, I asked my 7-year-old cousin what he wanted to be for Halloween last year, and he said Leatherface. So Jason, I think you're fine. That's what she said. Audrey, our shared memory. Yeah, I really thought that memory was my own, and I think it's just because like I could perfectly. I don't know how I stole that memory from you, Audrey. What a
That
weird.
happens in life, though, man. Like that
Yeah.
happens, right? So
I think it's just like I can
Yeah.
so perfectly see a kid doing that. I can see her in my mind. But Jameson says, "Hey man, I loved dinosaurs when I was a kid. Had a bunch of toys. Love, love, love them. Then my mom took me to the museum and I saw how big they actually were, and I was like, no way."
really, that's great. But yeah, Charlie went through a large dinosaur phase. Like we've took him to the museum, and he loves that stuff. He's like all over it.
I remember
But he went through that phase. He goes through phases. Kids go through like I don't know how many months they last, but like they love something to death for a few months.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's all they'll talk about. And then so Star Wars, I don't know when that will end.
Well,
but
maybe it
it's
won't.
been
Maybe that's
dinosaurs. It was
great.
people
Maybe
with
that's
wheels at one point.
there's people who still love Star Wars. There's still like groups of people who line up like they used to in high school or whatever to see the new Star Wars films. There's nothing wrong with enjoying something. Listen, look at me. I like Dirty Dancing when I was like 7. Okay, I turned out okay. Do I get boned up before noon every day? And Audrey will attest, we used to watch Havana Nights. We would end Havana Nights and start it again. Okay? So, but I also established boundaries because there's nothing scarier to me than a man trying to lift me up. Okay, so we established boundaries. We realized that's not for us. You know, that's to enjoy.
Yeah, it's like watching something and being like, I love that. And you can picture yourself doing that, but the reality of it is far from.
Can you imagine a man lifting me up and me going with it? Can you imagine that in your brain?
I can, because it's the guy I'm picturing is the guy that you constantly talk about. It's that lumberjack that could build a shelf, and he's 6'4" and has no problem.
The Mountain from Game of Thrones.
I saw a clip the other day. That guy called the Mountain was sparring with Conor McGregor.
So,
Why that came up, but it was the only time I knew what the Mountain was.
Okay, sorry. We really are all over the place today, which I really love, but I would be so remiss if I didn't bring up a few things.
Yeah,
First of all, we should have started the podcast with the latest news.
of course. But we already, I think if both of our stories said it, but like, yes, we definitely should have started with this.
We hit over 200 subscribers.
Only fitting to fuck that up. It's only fitting for us to fuck it up.
We hit 200
When we have our
subscribers.
big party for 1,000 subscribers, we're going to come out and both fall down the stairs in our houses. No problem. And neither of us has sets of stairs, but it will happen. We will each find a way to fall downstairs as we look up.
200 subscribers. It's so exciting. I called Jason, and I was just like, I'm so happy about this. Jason's like, cool. I got to go back. I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi right now.
I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi trying to feed my child.
I have to go back to my family. And I was like, cool. So I'll just, I guess I'll just stay where I'm at right now then. I'll just stay here, I think. Okay.
No, I was also very happy.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
It
But
was great.
I knew I would forget to bring it up. So, Audrey, thank you, Audrey. Yay, congrats. It's so exciting. We're 100 away, or 99 away now,
Yep.
from a big old shitty movie extravagance. And then we have to decide what the 1,000 will be. I know that's in a distant future, but maybe a big old fat stack live stream.
Yeah.
Maybe something.
Well, we'll figure it out, because when that comes, I think that's like, that's Elon Musk style partying.
No.
No?
You know what I started rewatching is The Kroll Show.
Guess.
I couldn't guess. You couldn't guess. The Kroll Show.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I haven't restarted watching that, but I watched a whole big thing with him last night. Because are you watching this this psychedelic documentary on Netflix?
No, should I?
Yeah.
Does Kroll do it?
He's in it. It's like it's a bunch of awesome comedians that are in it. It's super fun.
Yeah, because I think Nick Kroll's like a big Burning Man guy.
Well, because what this documentary is just them talking about like the times they've done psychedelic drugs.
Yeah.
And Nick Kroll's story. So it's basically like any of those things where they retell the story, but when you retell the story, they show it with like different actors. It's similar to that, except like Nick Kroll plays himself in the reanimation.
See, that's what I want.
Yeah. And his story is great.
I bet.
I won't spoil anything for you.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
I know we're all over the place, but Annie, I have to validate this. She's like, I've always hated when boyfriends think it's cute to lift you. I don't like being picked up either. I think I would enjoy being picked up if I knew that it would be a realistic thing. Like the scariest sound, and I've said this before and I will not stop saying it, is someone lifting you and going, that is just... It's haunting. I can think of the times during improv shows where I've been lifted and I was like, no, you're struggling.
That's why the swell of the music is always at that part of the movie when they go to lift her up, like the very next time. So you don't hear Jennifer Grey go or Patrick Swayze go.
I have never thought what it actually sounded like. What did their laugh pick up when they lifted them? That's something that we need to dub realistic. It's going to be called realistic sounds.
Let's just we'll put out a recording and we'll just have Dirty Dancing, but we'll take the music out and we'll be like, this is what it sounded like without the music, and we'll just do all the noises of all the people that are there.
Yeah, and so Patrick Swayze is going, Jennifer Grey's like, don't drop me, don't you fucking drop me. Don't you fucking drop me.
I was Ghost.
He did Ghost after.
Yeah, but he knew.
He didn't know.
He knew it was coming.
No, he didn't. I don't even like that movie. You want a real romantic movie? You watch Moonstruck. That's what you watch.
Cher?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Moonstruck.
You need to watch it. It's really good. Nick Cage is in it.
Whoa, is this a romance between Cher and Nicolas Cage?
Yeah,
I don't know if I can watch that
you
movie.
can. It's really good.
These are two crazy people falling in love. I mean, I love the sentiment of two crazy people falling in love, but Cher and Nicolas Cage?
It's hot. It's great. Audrey goes, Stace, I feel you, but if you find someone who can do it, as in lift me, wow, what a feeling. I think the best date I ever went on was the time a guy literally swept me off my feet in the street. Whoa, Audrey. I'm going to
But
call you later to
of course,
be reminded.
for Audrey.
Oh, Audrey's so deserving to be swept off her
Yeah.
feet. She's like the truest lady. I can't.
Audrey's like a real princess in real life. So it's like if she told me something that wasn't fairy tale-ish about her life, I'd be like, I don't believe it. And I don't know Audrey well, but
No, Audrey's just like the most classy, like human
Yeah.
being I've ever known. She does so much for other people, and I truly can't enchant.
she's a
about it.
teacher. I feel like when she walks down the hall, everyone's like, Miss Madison. And they all run up and they do like a choreographed dance around her. And birds come in.
Well, she deserves it, but I think she's like, yeah, she's great. She's really caring. Even in high school, took care of us, and this was before therapy, so I was a mess. And she had blue hair, and it was very cool. She said, "What a sweet thing to say." Listen, we cannot tell a lie. We don't tell a lie on this podcast. These are truths, full on.
and where's my damn cheese platter? We'll
Jennifer
have a
Grey.
whole bunch of fun for this.
No, that's what she said. That's what Jennifer Grey said. Well,
I know. We'll have a whole bunch of fun for this. Doing ADR for Dirty Dancing.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to do some Foley on Dee Dee. Shayla goes, my husband got beefy and now can pick me up and move me around. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah, right, Shayla. As if. Humble brag a bit.
I think it's also humble brag because we know Shayla, and Shayla has gotten in crazy shape too. So like her husband's just tossing her around, no problem. That's great. She loves it. I'd imagine.
I would imagine, like, can you imagine, like, I love to fall asleep, like, with the TV playing or, like, listening to a podcast or something. I can just imagine, like, falling asleep. Oh, snore, snore. I'm on the couch. And then I wake up in my bed and I didn't have to do that sad walk to my bedroom where I'm like, get your life together. You know what I mean? You know, when you fall asleep on the couch and you wake up and it's 4 a.m. and you're like, fuck. Imagine just like your beefcake delight just picks you up and you're like, you're not even disturbed. You're like, what a treat.
Just picks up the couch, and takes it over and puts it beside the bed in the bedroom.
Yeah. So you don't feel bad. You at least made it to the bedroom in some capacity. Shayla, that sounds like a real dream. That's so nice. Wouldn't you love that, Jason, to be, I think that might be the thing I miss about childhood is just like waking, you can go to sleep wherever you want because no matter how you fall asleep, you're ended up in that bed, baby. Someone's bringing you there.
It's a little heartbreaking right now because like I'm starting to hit that time in the life where like someone said this to me once where I was like, oh man, it's the best. Like I can pick up Charlie and you hold him. And my friend goes, yeah, hold on to those days. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, does your dad still hold you and lift you up? And I was like, oh yeah, it ends.
Oh, it doesn't end now. He's only 4.
He's getting big and I'm getting weak.
Oh my God, I can't. I just can't. And Kayla has asked that we name this podcast episode Beefcake Delight, and I've been waiting. No problem. Jason, please. You're always like, it's like when someone gives you a gift, you just think about that, like, once you open it, you can't even enjoy it because you're like, I'm never going to be able to open this ever again. I'm just always going to know what it is. And it's
I
like,
live
Jason.
Ghost every day. I live Ghost. I've told you this before. That monologue by Patrick Swayze in Ghost.
I don't think you've seen Ghost.
I've seen Ghost.
I don't think you have.
Trust me, as a high school kid, I'd be like, if I was in a relationship, I never told the girl that I was in the relationship but I would always think, what's our ditto? What would happen if I died and I had to like let her know it's me?
And then in that moment, you think, I wish I never told her I loved her. So that she'd know. You know what, Kayla?
Have you ever had a relationship where you're like, I know if I'm dead,
Yeah.
and she has to know, like nobody else will know.
Yeah.
Or he would.
Here's the thing. Me in a relationship, I'm establishing that inside joke real fast. Must. That's the bond. That's the bond in the relationship. Is the
Here's
inside
the thing.
joke.
I didn't even say it was an inside joke, but that you went to an inside joke is 100% the right way to go.
Because it can be like a loving inside joke, but you need an inside joke with your partner. You know, like Also, I need to bring up something Kayla said, and it's so sad. Jason just read
That's
it.
literally the knife. We read that at the same time because that knife just stabbed me in the heart.
So Kayla said in the chat, for those just listening, you know what's crazy is that none of us knew when our parents picked us up for the last time that it would be the last time. And that is like, that needs to be in a book.
That's
Kayla,
the first 5 minutes of a movie, and then we just watch it's like it goes back in time and
are
links to
you?
that
You
moment.
have real tears in your eyes.
Yeah, I do.
No, I'm gonna start crying. No, Jason. No. Don't cry.
I'm not.
Oh no, Kayla.
What if it's already happened?
No.
I'm gonna go pick him up the second we're done this
No,
podcast.
he's gonna get drunk when he's like 15. You're gonna have to lift him up to his room.
That's true too.
That was so
Sheldon
sad.
and Jan has with her partner has a code word that they have it just in case if you're being held hostage.
So she goes, Sheldon and I have a code word for if I ever get kidnapped, and I had to let him know I was being held hostage. That's actually so
We used to have
smart.
that as kids with our parents. They're like, if they had to have a password. If they were like, hey, your mom asked me to drive you home or something, we had to be like, you're an adult. What's the password?
That's
And
really
I think I
smart.
could say it now because it doesn't matter. Fraser.
First
The
of all,
password was Fraser. And I'm not kidding. Our password was Fraser.
that's really sweet. Rob just went, oh no, petite. Jason, that was, oh my God, Kayla, you murdered us. You know what's so crazy is my parents had no password. I think they were like, just go with them. Just get out of here.
Jameson asked, what if because I don't think we have a ditto.
We don't have a ditto. Oh, it might.
Do we?
Maybe it's like Mitch.
What would be our password if someone was being held hostage?
I think it would be, I hate pizza.
Oh, the backwards. The upside down. I love it.
You know, it's just so crazy. I'm just sitting here, Jason, just thinking, I don't like pizza. She's being kidnapped. She's being kidnapped. Or would it be,
We would go out maybe like on a double date or something, and then you go, I don't like pizza, and I would just stand up and punch the guy that you're sitting with.
yeah.
You're free, run.
I don't think I want a beer. What the fuck did you do to her? What did you do to her? What did you do to her? Safety run. Fraser. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, we need to establish a ditto.
No, I'm gonna get kidnapped, and everybody will know the password for sure. Yeah, that's why I got kidnapped. I get it.
That's so funny.
I'm gonna have an adult later today come up to me on the street and be like, "Hey, you got to get in this van, Fraser. Hop on in." And I'd be like, "Well, you said Fraser."
I feel like I never had that conversation with my parents. In my mind, I feel like it would go with like, well, what if someone tries to take us? And my parents would be like, who? Who's going to take you? A stranger. From where? A stranger can
They'll
come.
put you back.
With you? They're gonna kidnap you? Nah.
You'll be in the van
Yeah.
for 2 minutes, and they'll drop you off.
I think so. I think if I was ever kidnapped, I'd be like, where are we going? I've never been outside of this town in a while. I went to Barrie a couple times. Hey, you guys got kids? I'm not good
That
with
scene
you
in Dumb
people.
and Dumber, you'd be like, "You want to hear the most annoying song in the world?" Just singing Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, first of all, do you know how many times I was grounded because I wouldn't stop singing Mockingbird?
For sure.
I also remember doing homework at my aunt's place, and I was singing while I was doing my homework, and she grounded me to outside, and I had to do my homework outside because I wouldn't stop singing.
I love that stuff when it's like you ground a kid for doing something that's not bad, but they do it on repetition enough that you're just like, I can't take it.
Just could you shut up?
2 + 2 is 4. 4 + 4 is 8. 8 + 8 is 16. 16 + 16 is 32. You're fucking grounded.
Go to your room.
I don't care that you're 2 and you can do the math tables.
You think you're so good, don't you, Riley? You think you're so good. Go upstairs.
Riley's the perfect name.
Hey, mom. Hey, mom. Hey, mom. Hey, mom. Riley, what?
Why did you call me Riley?
You know what? It just tracks. Okay. Get upstairs.
Someone did ask if it was like Fraser or Fraser, and
Frasier.
it wasn't after the TV show Fraser because when I was a kid, that was not out yet. It was the kid that told us about the system of a password was named Fraser.
Wow,
So we used
your
his
family
name.
really reached. That's like a 1, 2, 3, 4 on passwords.
Do you know what's crazy? As you said that, we have like a family group me text.
Oh,
Group me thing, and my dad just wrote, "Jason just blew our secret code word."
He knows he can get in on the chat, right?
He just told everyone in our family though, like this long
wow.
family thread that our past is like. He just was like, "We've been breached. We've been breached, guys."
So Ross's, we've been breached. Petite has breached us. Code red on Petite. Code red on Petite. Adorable.
Get him out of there,
Get him out of there. He's out of the family.
dude.
No one cares for that one. Annie says the little boy character that Stacey does kills me. Little known fact about that little boy character. That is me as a teen.
Yeah, not a little boy.
But it is for sketch purposes, it is a small boy. But everything that little boy has ever felt was teen Stacey. That's for sure.
Yeah, we lived off that voice for 3 shows. So
No, and other voices too.
yeah, your waitress.
You want some wings? I'm so bummed that I just realized that voice like a few years ago. You know what I mean?
You mean the 1980s Valley Girl sort of voice?
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to go, can you get me a drink from the fridge?
Are you sick?
I keep talking about this, what?
No, there's the thing going on in my family thing. They're like, "Do you mean this?" And it's a different password that we all know for something else.
Oh,
They're going a
God.
little crazy.
Your family. I love them so much. There's this, I keep talking about this thing on TikTok, but people keep recording their boyfriends and going,
Oh, yeah.
and I watch it every day. They're so funny. What would be your response if Jenny just went,
Oh, come on. What now?
That's a lot of them. That's a lot of the reactions. What?
Well, I think we're all holed up right now. Like, it's like, please, we've got to like build each other up.
But sometimes I just want to make that noise. Sometimes it just feels nice to go,
Oh, I actually, this is probably, like, I do that noise constantly, but I just do it like, like maybe you had a few drinks the night before, like maybe it's a Sunday morning, you're like,
hungover, yeah.
and I do that just to be like, I just want to feel a breath. And then
Sometimes you just want to feel
Jenny
a
will
breath.
literally pop her head and be like, what's wrong? I'm like, "Nothing."
Get out!
Just breathing.
Get out! Riley, go to your room.
It's great. She cares, but I'm just like, I'm just breathing. I'm just breathing.
We're just trying to get through the day. We're just,
Yeah.
it's nice. It's nice to make that sound.
But you also said something like, I don't remember now. Wasn't
What?
there something else that girls were doing like in the TikTok videos that were just like,
Oh, so a lot of them were, so a lot of women were walking in on their partners, their husbands or boyfriends or whatever, and they were naked. So they would walk in and like they would be, and the boyfriends or whatever would either be like playing video games like with the headset or like on a business call, and they would just walk in naked and seeing their response. So they would just like be on the phone and be like, "Yeah, so what's? I gotta go." And then, but there was some of them too who were like on the phone, and then they'd be like, "Yeah, so we're gonna need those numbers, and we're gonna need them pretty great," and just like,
we're gonna have sex is like a thumbs up.
but I also just love. So yeah, Carolyn, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need those papers. And but my fear, and there's been a few that I've seen where men are just like, so they're just like on the phone. I love that I need this prop. I'm really turning into you. Where they were just like, yeah, so we're gonna need those papers in. We're gonna. That's my fear. That's my fear is that I would attempt to be like sexy and come out like naked, and my partner would be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, oh, I think I fell. I hit my head. Who am I? And I'd be like, out I'd go. You know?
Yeah.
If I
You're
walked
right.
out naked, yeah, you're right. This is
What am I
stupid.
doing?
What am I doing? To walk out naked and have someone go, "What are you doing?" I can't. I can't risk that reality. I can't risk it. And Kayla says that would happen to me. Like, I
You walk
can't.
out and then he just goes, "You doing laundry?"
Oh. And oh yeah. Kayla goes, "I'm naked a lot, so it's not even exciting anymore." Maybe you should wear clothes. Yeah. Ooh, turtleneck. Why don't we take that off? No, leave it on.
Snowsuits in July.
It was amazing. It was so amazing. I wore my snowsuit and he got a boner instantly. So we laid down in the field. It was February and we looked at the stars. Jason, what do you think you would do if you walked out naked and was like, huh?
Well, I was gonna say the opposite way around. Like, not to put different roles on different genders, but what if you had a guy do that to you? Like, it's the same sort of question, but it's like,
Is he hot?
he's average. He's someone that you're just.
He's average. So he's okay. So he's a realistic partner. Okay, average.
Yeah, you're hot.
That's the biggest lie you've ever told me.
What I'm saying is, we're not talking about like.
Okay,
you know,
so a guy comes out and he's naked in front of me. Am I on a business call? Am I a businesswoman in this scenario? I'm on the phone.
you're on the phone with Audrey.
Okay, well, what are we talking about? Kidding. Okay, so I'm on the phone and my boyfriend comes out nude.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I knew that was going to be your answer for sure.
What are you doing? And then this is if I was on the phone with Audrey, I would be like this. "Sorry, I just have a naked man in front of me. What do you want? Are you okay? Where's your underwear?" Okay. He was naked. I don't get it.
See, the reason why I bring this up is because now put yourself in that person's shoes. We don't do that enough in our lives where we're like, they were just trying their best and they're probably being very vulnerable, but we would have no problem also not intentionally bringing them down, but we bring them down.
Maybe. And here's the thing. You know what? I think a man can take one of those double standards. Do you think he can maybe take those?
Zero.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not fair. It's not fair.
The second we get paid the same, then I'll respect your dick as a sexy thing. Okay? When it's presented. But until
We
then.
got paid the same at Second City. So
Did we? Audrey, should I let you go? The naked man, should I let you go? No. I don't know what's going on with him. You can't find your sweatpants? You can't find anything in this house. I'm trying to talk to my friend. What?
Audrey's living in Disneyland. So if that happened to her, the phone would just magically disappear and she would stand up and be like in a dress and just be like, cool, we're going.
I just love how you see women. It's like we're always in like nice dresses. Like we're
I know.
always pure. Like
That's not true at all. But
yeah.
just in this Disney fantasy.
Well, you know what, Jason, you're right. You know, we're in week 10. We're all stifled up. Let's all just walk out nude and just see what happens.
Yeah. Because the problem is like everything in my life is bit. So it would instantly turn into a bit. I wouldn't be able to do this well.
Because you don't want to be vulnerable.
I'm more vulnerable on stage.
I'm more vulnerable on stage. Us too. I mean, listen, you know, that's true for both of us. Yeah. So maybe, and you know what? We have taken our clothes off on stage.
I have, yeah, many times.
I think you and I are the only, I would say like you and I and our shows that we've written have been in our underwear in a non-sexual way more than I think that's a Guinness Book of World Records. The most times you've seen people in their underwear in an unsexual way goes to the regulars.
Yeah.
We even were in our underwear and we had to be like about to have sex. And even then it was not sexual.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did a scene called Affair where it was like, we're supposed to be having an affair, but to me, it was just all the bits that you could fit in running around staying in your underwear.
I remember coming in. That's when we started working together and we had to do the affair together. And we didn't even.
We did?
Yeah. And we didn't even kiss because you said, oh, we just like grab each other and jump around.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? So we were like, hoo, hoo. This was us making out. Hoo.
I didn't even remember there was like contact in that scene. So that's great.
Yeah. Isn't it okay? And then we're leaving because we've hit our time. But isn't it crazy that as actors you're like, okay, so Stacey and Jason, you guys are gonna kiss here, and you're like, okay, and then the scene will proceed, and you're like, all right. It's like not for a second that you're like, what? But we're not really together. No, so you're gonna kiss a bunch, and then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's weird, don't you think? When you sit and think about it, when like your friends are teachers or business women or powerful 9-to-5ers, and you're like, oh, I just like kiss strangers for a living. If
It's
I'm
true, because
lucky.
I guess what people maybe not consider too, it's like in stage communities when you're normally working with these people, like it's not like a movie set where you've probably just like run into these people. Maybe you're not peers for a long time. So when they do one of those scenes and there's like all these people around you and it's very probably clinical in those scenes, I imagine.
Yeah, totally.
It's like this is friends hanging out, probably being directed by a friend, probably like not a lot of people around. And then, yeah, you have to do that. That's very weird.
Or you write
I
stuff.
didn't do that. I don't think we've had a lot of scenes like that, but I mean, like that's, you just don't think about it. In the time, you're just like, yeah, I'm not thinking about.
Elizabeth goes, oh, 9-to-5ers do it too. They just don't get paid for it. Here's the rub, Elizabeth. Neither do we. We write shows where we have to make out and we barely break even.
Happy hours go weird.
Happy hours go weird. That's amazing.
My husband's playing video games. He doesn't care.
Well, if your husband's playing video games, I just say maybe drop trow and just see what happens. I think if I were to walk out naked and my boyfriend was playing video games and was just like, what are you doing? I would be like, I'm getting my pants on and I'm coming back and we're fighting for at least 6 hours. So see you in a second. Wrap it up.
Guys, you're gonna have to continue this one without me.
I saw titties and I didn't care for a second. Just a second. I just was really wrapped up in the
And on the other end of that thing is a bunch of 9-year-old boys being like, "You saw titties?
Whoa, you saw titties? That sounds beautiful, and I hope that you respect them till the day you die."
You got it, Kyle.
I'll see you on the flip side. Tell Marie I said hello, and thank you for the lemon bars. Okay, everyone, listen, we've hit peak insanity, so I guess we will end it there. Jason, is there anything you want to say before we say anything?
Tomorrow is Casual Friday.
Tomorrow's Casual Friday.
We've got 4 drinks on the list that we're trying to kind of like pick through, but like tequila, gin, and there's some triple sec in there. So if you want to stock up and get ready to go, it's going to be something of that in there.
Also, let us know on our Instagram, like if there's like a booze you would love us to try. And the more notice you give all of us, then the more time we have to go procure those things. Thank you for reminding me of the title, Jameson, Beefcake Delight. Also, if you're listening to this, go to youtube.com/theregulars. You can watch all of these episodes. And dare I say you shall, just to see Jason and I get stopped in our tracks this episode and legitimately get teary. Jason just waved at a neighbor. It's time to go. We adore you all in the chat. Thank you so much. Is he naked? He's naked and you don't care.
Yeah, no, he's naked. Hey, look at
And Elizabeth says we need to create a signature drink, and that is something we can probably unpack tomorrow.
I think that's something we could put on Mr. Casual Friday, and he would
100%.
love that. Except it's going to be a lot of homemade syrups and a lot of homemade things that we're going to have to
And
figure
I think
out.
that'll be fun. So everyone come in your pajamas or your robes. I will definitely be in my pajama because my robe has still not come. And see you all tomorrow. And Oh, I just got stopped by Jenny going, barrel of laughs today, buds. Thanks. Thank you for giving them to us as well. That's nice. Is there anything else?
I think that's everything.
I'm just yammering
thank
now.
God for 200. We're striving
Yes!
for 300.
If you like this episode, like it. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. We have a fun old dumb time. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.
Bye.